Spooky music. Hello, it's Danny O'Brien here, assuming that you can hear me, with another very calming, although a little bit ethereal, code therapy. We are listening to... See, this is the problem with choosing Icelandic music. I don't really know how to pronounce that, but it's Ars Sonar. And if you continue watching, there'll be a little thing there that will give you links to all of their stuff. Or you can just go to the web page at Twitch TV/codetherapy, and everything will be explained and links given to music and everything else. Apologies to Firewatcher, who I think was the person who least liked the idea of music, and yet he's been the most useful person, so I don't know why I'm punishing him. We were just chatting on IRC, we were bonding on Douglas Adams, although apparently the young people these days don't understand Hitchhiker's Guide, because why, as Firewatch said, why would anyone be excited about a thing that's actually bigger than a phone that just appears to have Wikipedia on it? We're bonding on that, and also he's done an implementation of the program that I'm working on, dual end back, traditional linking to the dual end back, and this animation is less useful these days, but here's the Wikipedia explanation. It's a puzzle game where you have to match what you're seeing on the screen to what you could see on the screen. Two goes back, and it's time limited, so it's going blunk blunk, it's going that way, it's going blunk blunk blunk, and each time that comes up you go, oh, I remember a block that was in that position 2 goes ago, and then press the button. We're getting pretty far, actually, if I may say so myself. Here's what we're seeing these days. Is it 8080? I think it is. Start the game. Looks pretty similar. I trust you'll agree. And now we are going to continue hacking at it. I think we are actually at the boring stage now, where we're just going to be making this a little bit prettier, which I think means that I'm probably going to start exploring elm-CS, which is the Elm package for doing star sheets. I think that's my plan for today. What time is it? Yeah, it took me a long time to get online today, so I'm not sure. I think I'm going to just do maybe 45 minutes. The other thing we could do is sort of write some documentation. Also incredibly boring, but hey, those the breaks. Let me get chat up, because if I don't have chat up, hey, it's ACOTN. Hi, ACOTN. Thanks for joining us. Really enjoying your streaming, and it's really nice to be back. Tell you who else I'm really enjoying the streaming of, and let me see if I can dig it. But I have a little code therapy exclusive, which I've just found from someone else's. I'm just from searching on the Elm Slack. Here we go. It is. Hope this doesn't start playing. I bet it does. Put it up here. This is Evan.
Okay, so
yeah, well, the creator of Elm, the language that we're using. Wow, he sounds weirdly like Richard Stallman in this clip. Here he is. Shh, now, shush. That's right. Be good. Let's play the music just to calm everyone down. And here he is doing 2 hours of pair programming over API design with someone working on elm-autocomplete. The completely readable YouTube link is here. And I'm just going to stick that in chat for no really good reason. I'll put it up on the summary for this episode, which I let's put it in here. Stuff for episode, are we episode 11 or episode 12 now? I can't remember. 11. Let's put this link in. So I haven't watched this yet because it was only uploaded a little while ago, and it's 2 hours long. And I mean, who has time to watch hour-long videos about Elm programming? But I'm super excited because actually one of my favorite, the thing that got me into watching live coding was Kent Beck, all hail his name, one of the inventors of extreme programming. And there you go, Arsenot. I hope you all saw that go past. And Kent Beck did a demonstration of him doing test-driven development. This is not going to come up with the right link. Maybe it will. Here we go. And I downloaded that. Available in Theora.org. That's how cool it was. And it was great. It was just really reassuring. I mean, don't think Ken Beck would admit to himself and to other people, not just to himself, that he's not, you know, the world's most amazing programmer, but he has sat at the feet of some pretty amazing programmers, and he has had some really, really good ideas, including pretty much the whole of modern test-driven development. And that is a good video and was really reassuring for me when I was sort of exploring these things. But anyway, you haven't come here to watch me link to other people's videos. You've come to watch me typing into a terminal, and I think it's time to, what's ACOTN saying? Did you come up with a solution for making it apparent when the same cell is selected? Yeah, we did actually. We sort of wrote the code, and I'll show you it. And I'm just going to shock, I think, everybody here by using a new, not using Vim, but using this new IDE that people have been talking about. I'm experimenting a little bit and going on the wild side. It's, ladies and gentlemen, it's Microsoft's Visual Studio Code. And if I was one of those people that had a soundboard, like Mike Conley, oh no, that's not where you want to go. I would be playing Thunder on the soundpad track right now. But I'm actually kind of liking it. Check this out. Is this going to mess up all of my nice formatting? Probably. I don't care. Let's move that big. Maybe that big. Excuse me while I fight with my windowing manager. I want you over there. Yeah, good. Okay. Shocking, I know. And probably means that... Am I still on the screen? Am I still looking good? Oh, yeah, that'll do. So, let's have a look at the code. Duke. Its integration with Elm is pretty good, although I don't really have enough screen space to do it justice here. So let's do that, and let me take it down a font. There is an available update later, man. God, that's what happens when you enter a Microsoft world. I remember. So, going back in time, yeah, what we set up is when the card is matched, we have this deck of cards, and one of the cards, mostly it's just a normal card that tells you where the spot is going to appear. But if it matches, It's actually like not like a joker, but imagine a card that just says this card is the same as the one 2 steps back. And just to make sure that we don't accidentally have 2 cards that match, one of which isn't that magic joker, we have this slightly clumsy code here, which if I was a better programmer might be a little bit nicer. But you know, honestly, I've been watching a lot of Twitch, and I have to say that most of Twitch's game consists of people, and not dissing this at all, but scrolling over code that just looks like x equals -1, y equals 0, x equals 1, y equals 1, and like that for like 8 different directions. And I was really kind of shocked how much of game development is like that. Not because it's horrific, but it's just kind of how I code that stuff. Like this very, you know, you're in this weird situation when you're dealing with a grid like this, where you're just going either up or down or left or right. You have these like 8, maybe 9 cases, and it's like it's not enough to have an algorithm that just copes with the whole thing, right? It's just 3 by 3. You kind of have, you know, if you had 4 cases, maybe you could generalize it, but you've got 3, and so you kind of have to just go, well, if it's left or right or straight ahead, and it just sticks there. So in some ways, I'm a bit happy that this is slightly complicated, because that way, hopefully, it's interesting. For anybody who's joining us for the first time, we are hacking on a functional programming language. I've just realized that I did not start recording there. And that means that, at least in the case of Elm, all of these functions, apart from having a complete lack of, you know, sufficient number of semicolons or brackets, all of them are immutable, which means that they don't have any side effects, they don't change anything. And if you feed these functions a value, then you're going to get the same. Yeah, coordinate munging, a perennial problem for interesting TV, ACOTN. So in Elm, and I will get better at describing this as time goes on, I'm sure, when you get something like this function takes, returns a model and a set of commands. The model is usually where you store pretty much everything that you're recording, like everything, all the state of the game. And so it's returning a model, and it's also taking a model in. These are the first 2 arguments of update, and this is the return value. So this update is getting a message, then it's getting a model, and then it's returning a model. And that's how you deal with change in Elm. You get the whole of the world as an argument, and you go, oh, I'll fiddle around with this, and then you return it, and that becomes the new world. So that's your bloody-mindedly summary of functional programming. So last week we created some extra bits of state in the game. We have, if I go down to the view, I'm using for those of you who are already disgusted by my use of a proprietary editor. Though isn't it open source? Yeah, it's an open source editor, just done by Microsoft. I am using the Vim plugin, so you know, I've still got it tattooed on this finger as like HJK. Okay, that would make a good tattoo. Maybe that's the tattoo I'll get. HJK. That's pretty good. Maybe not on my fist though. actually do that. And I'm back. And I fully blame there the Flash plugin running in Google Chrome, which I'm going to change next time because I filed a bug with Firefox about it not working with Twitch, and they fixed it. I'm not really sure that those two things are linked, but we never know. Am I back? I hope so. All right, let's continue. So, as you can see, we now have a welcome page. So ACOTN says that NPM includes a copy of In Praise of Idleness by Bertrand Russell. Holy shit, ACOTN, you touch on something that is very fondly loved by me, which is any books about idleness. I have about 3 on my bedside cabinet right now, one of which is called Loitering, one of which is sort of essays about idleness, which is a Chinese classic, I believe. I do like In Praise of Idleness, and I did, if you've ever read The Idler, something else we'll add to the list. The Idler is a great a great magazine done by a guy called Tom Hodgkinson, and it started off as sort of as a zine really in the 90s, and me and him were both in London, both not competing with each other, because he had this idea to do a magazine called The Idler, and I had this idea to do a magazine called Graduate Loser. And Graduate Loser, is that going to get up any hits? And I won because he actually published his. And oh no, look, it's like, oh my god, it doesn't have any hits on the internet except for other Graduate Losers. Well, I'll have to fix that. I need to get Dave to upload some of the drafts for Graduate Loser. Actually, what happened is that all of the writers for Graduate Loser, before we even put out an issue, we all got kind of commissioned by The Guardian to write funny stuff based on some drafts we had of the magazine. So it worked out pretty well. I think yeah, I'll try and dig some of those up. Okay, that is not a good combination. My windowing manager is not doing well with this. If we want that over there, we want that there. Close enough. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is let's just see if we can write an explanation, because then I'll have written an explanation of what Jollyback is, and then let's see if we can prettify it using Elm CSS. I'm back at work. Today was my first day back at the E to the F to the F, and I got there and everyone else was not there because it's DEF CON time, and when DEF CON comes around, the top hacker conference, it guts the EFF offices. Almost everybody goes up to DEF CON to hang out and talk with people, sometimes defend them legally, because many DEF CON speakers get into legal trouble or worry that they might do. So our lawyers go up there, and we also go and speak. I think I can now exclusively reveal, actually, once again, not really exclusively, that the thing I was talking about a few episodes ago, which is our report on the malware that Kazakhstan uses to go after their dissidents. That was announced at Black Hat today. We got involved in it because we actually have a client, Res Publica, who was a victim of this malware, and we started exploring and found far more people being visited by this malware. Totally recommend you read it. It's kind of fascinating, particularly if you have a coding side to you. It goes into more detail than these reports usually do with the actual structure of the malware. And this is a manil cat. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's a cat that's native to Kazakhstan, and we all like cats. So, and also it's kind of like a grumpy cat, and that's important as well. Gosh, it's a show with many distractions tonight. All right, let's tidy this up. That's about as default as you can get. Let's write some text for it. I wonder how this works as a text editor. Let's try it. Totally, Stuxnet ACOTN was pretty terrifying in terms of, you know, what happens when you get a state power actually working on something like that. And it's very like one of those, if it wasn't for you crazy kids, we would have gotten away with it too. Only the difference there with Stuxnet, if I remember correctly, was that it spread rather more than they'd anticipated. They really wanted it targeted at the Iranian refinery, uranium refiners, and it spread a lot further, and that meant that other people got to look and analyze it. And once you get hold of a piece of malware, you know, it's only a matter of time really before you can unlock at least some of its secrets. We basically went and just talked to a lot of people who were potentially going to be targeted by the Kazakhstan government, and asked them, have you had any suspicious emails recently? And then sat on a big pile of malware for a while. And in-house malware analyst Cooper Quentin had a look at it, and then Morgan Marquis Dubois joined a lot of the dots, but the whole thing was primarily marshaled by my awesome colleague Eva Galperin, who is probably taking a really well-earned break today after pretty much 6 months on that project. Okay. Welcome to Dual and Back, a mind game. The mind game. It's okay to play on your friends. Yes! A long time ago, though, I have read The Cuckoo's Egg. Of course, Clifford Stoll, possibly now more famous for his article in Time magazine saying that the web was going to be a huge waste of time. Possibly less famous for Clifford Stoll Klein bottles. He sells Klein bottles. Let me show you. You can actually buy the equivalent of Mobius strip three-dimensional bottles. They only have one surface. Yeah, that's the kind of ads that the person who believed the web wouldn't take off might write. All right, one more link for the link pile. Okay. Well, I'm not sure that's the whole thing that's holding down his career at the moment. I think it may be a sideline, ICOTN, but it's certainly part of what he's doing at the moment. It's funny the sidelines people have. Rudy Rucker's daughter designs jewelry. Actually, commissioned a very cheap wedding ring from her. And is this name dropping? I think this is interesting, right? I mean, it's not like I know Rudy Rucker's daughter, if that was at all impressive. I just found that she was doing this because I stalk popular science fiction writers. His son actually runs Monkey Brains, which is a great wireless ISP in San Francisco. Okay. It's non-stop gossip on the TMZ of functional programming. God, we've done nothing. I was so productive last time. I won't hate myself. I do feel, though, that I need some way of... So 10 out of 10 Visual Studio Plus for code for your neat development environment. -5 for my windowing environment for not playing well with it. All right. You know, as I write this, and I hope you can actually see what I'm writing, otherwise this is getting really boring. I realize that there's a fundamental challenge with our piece of software, which is that I haven't written the other bit, the dual bit of, of dual M back, which is, he has an electronic slide rule, that's very interesting, which is the sound bit. And I should probably actually work on that a little bit. Well, let's make this pretty. I think what the idea is, we'll have little cartoon people say stuff. A little cartoon animation between these. Alright, good enough as text. I do some really bad drawings for this. Oh, bug in the Vim emulation didn't actually save that as instructions. Alright. Well, what time is it? Yeah, let's do a bit of formatting of this. Can I mark down it? Should I just put the text straight in? Tricky. Feels like I'm writing a game for like the ZX Spectrum or something if I'm writing the instructions in this file. But let's do it for now. I wonder what the best other way of doing it would be. I mean, we could have it as an asset to load in, but that seems outrageous. I guess we could do it as an HTML thing that we could pull in. That's outrageous. It's time we had another file. If only to make me feel a little bit more comfortable with the idea of just throwing it in a source file. Okay. How do I say what file name it is? So that's instructions. I don't know how to export something in Elm. Module instructions exposing everything. No preprocessors, so I'm just gonna paste in. Oh, it doesn't have. Oh, this is rubbish. I have to copy and paste. The Vim emulator doesn't have :R. All right. Well, I think we should turn that into some Markdown. I believe that this is built into the language now, but maybe not. What we need. Markdown. What is element in this? Okay, to HTML. No, we're pretty confident where this is coming from. Does it even have two-element in it anymore? Okay, so maybe I should submit a patch. No, look. Okay. Submit issue. Markdown. There's two elements instead of HTML type. Will I actually get around to doing that? I do not know. Hello people on chat. Evancz. Given that you've got some example code to animate the grid, writes ACOTN, it should hopefully not be a huge job to put some live examples in it. Yes, that was what I was thinking. That is exactly what I was thinking, ACOTN. You read my mind. I think that's how I should pronounce it, Evancz. I make a joke about not being able to pronounce this name. It looks like it actually would be pretty easy to pronounce it, but I like the joke. Okay. Well, you know, evancz, they all work very well together. But I will call you Alex. My name for you will be Alex. That was it, wasn't it? I like fully qualified. See, why can't I press tab now? Why isn't it letting me do that? But you tell me what it does expose. If you're so clever, IDE. Christ. Alright, I'll actually have a look. Yeah, I see. Default options. Okay. I see. When I say I see, what I mean is that I realize that I'm missing an argument here. Down default. See, tab complete it, man. Tab complete it. All right. Now what? Now what are you going to complain about? No, it's not what it was looking for. Oh, that's what it thought they wanted. Oh, okay. Cross body. Yeah, you're right, Firewatcher. Always right. Just trying to work out what it's for. I guess it's for... It's actually kind of cool styling that we'll be doing. Why, thank you. Wow. There's some bad implementation of paste here. Okay, exposing. We really only need exposing instructions. Come on, autocomplete. Paying attention. All looks good. Back to reality. This is so exciting, my first module. For instructions. Right. Thank you, Firewatcher. God, you're like an AI. It's really cool. Firewatcher, bring me my next iron suit. I have to make this more exciting. Not what I say. I think what I'm saying is already extremely exciting, but I have to make it more visually exciting for the Twitch audience, because I bet people are like, right now, you are human just like me, Firewatcher, are like flipping through creative, trying to work out what to watch. And between me and the body painting cosplay artists, and the people who, even the people doing programming, but they're doing programming, and rather than having like just all of this, they have like a thing that rotates and like it's just about to attack someone in Unity, and I need something like that. So when I finish programming this damn thing, I'm gonna have a think, and I'm gonna really think how to make this the coolest show on Twitch, and it may involve sacking me and replacing me with a laughing cat, but I think we can do it, team. Yeah, virtual LSD. So don't feel too bad about missing DEF CON, but I am pretty gutted that I've never been to Comic-Con, and I think I would hate it, except that my colleague Dave Mass, who also works at EFF and is also incredibly cool, Dave, as his sideline, rather than writing code in Elm, Dave covers Comic-Con for Rolling Stone magazine, which means that he gets to interview everyone. And so he got to spend time in the Mr. Robot virtual reality apartment. And the bit that I'm not sure everybody who covered that described is that you are sort of talking to the... is it Alex? Is it Alex? I haven't really seen Mr. Robot. You're talking to one of the lead characters, and it's like he's on drugs and imagining you. And so there's a little kind of virtual reality sort of drug sequence, which Dave Mass was completely incapable of describing to me because he was lacking at least one, possibly two of the dimensions he needed. So I want this to be like that, right? And I think the first part of that is to have my floating head. So that's what we're going to do with Elm. After we finish this project, we're going to write a huge toolkit, all of us, that will be awesome. Twitch, OBS, OB Studio, Open Broadcast Studio plugins that can like make my head float around up there, and in lurid colors, and it's going to be awesome, and we're going to make 1 million. I have a lot of good ideas these days for $1 million Elm programs. Yeah. All right. Do people do that? I bet they do. The two things I need to do is some sort of voice pitch shifting stuff. It's a cheap novelty, but like I say, if Mike Conley at Mozilla can have a soundboard, I can have a cheap novelty. And I have to stop saying quite as much. Those are my two missions. Let's put in... This is going to be a div, right? Putting the comma in the right place for... Does that look weird? No, right? It cost me like $10, and Parker, who is my other awesome cool colleague, laughed in my face, and I said, I've always wanted a green screen. But there's more you can do with a green screen. I could get a green t-shirt. Float around. Is that even what we called it? Instructions XML. Yeah, my memory is not going. Is that going to work? We'll see. Did bath on it. Come to me. That's not looking promising. Whoa! What happened, man? Okay, calm down. There's more here. I just misspelled the module name. That's all that happened. Okay. Why does it tell me up there? That's really weird. And Drill from Narcel, you make an excellent point. So what do you think my novelty should be? I think I can do a lot with the beard. Also, body paint. I bet no one's thought of doing that in the creative channels. I could body paint important bits of code onto my body, and people go, oh no, that's just your green screen not working properly. And I'll go, no, actually, I've drawn this on my man breasts in crayon. Well, I have to say I've never tried to import a module before, so shit. Do I have to say exposing? Cannot find the module instructions. I could just be a beard and glasses. That's actually not a terrible idea. I mean, it is a terrible idea, but it's not the most terrible idea. Maybe what I should do is just go for like the worst possible effects. So I'm going to break off from this. Let's have a look. Let's go to Twitch TV and go into creative. I hope I'm not violating people's copyrights here. It'd be like copyright accession if I did. So let's see what other people are doing. What's big and creative? Hello! I disembodied person to my left who can't be seen. We're discussing what my gimmick should be. And you see, look, this person is doing... That looks kind of weird, naked sculpting. What? I always do these big categories. Okay, so look, everybody else is really colourful. I guess I'm really only competing with like the programmers who are right down here somewhere. Watch editing, papercraft. God, are there any programmers? Is it just me? Why don't I have anybody watching me? Okay, let's have a look. I hope this isn't too meta for everybody watching me. So Hardly Difficult, who I really credit actually, and I think that Hardly Difficult has a lot of fans, and he's got a green screen, and he's also he uses Unity, and he's pretty good looking, and I think that's why he's doing well. He gets 63 viewers. Even somebody talking about what am I doing is getting 17 viewers. Tell me to stop doing this in chat if this is too meta for me. But I've got 3 viewers, so that's you guys. That's not so bad. And I have to say, look, none of these are like leaping out at me. Like if I just changed to a brighter brighter font, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's A/B test this. I bet there's like preferences in this. User settings. Color theme. I saw it. Color theme. Okay. Dark, light. I don't want like Visual Studio. Solarized, always popular. Holy crap! Ow, my eyes! Ow! No, I can't use that. That's awful. Even if it did get people in. Quiet light. How about that? Yeah. Maybe. It's a bit grim. What do people think? See, you're very practical, Andrew from Narcel. I could just choose pink as my green screen replacement color. That would probably do the same thing. Alright. Let's try this. Let's see. If anyone joins, you guys watch the follow account. If anyone joins, specifically because I'm the only who uses a color other than black in my drop. This is something more LSD-ish. Wow, actually I kind of like that, but it's not what I'm looking for here. No, everyone likes black. It's too relaxing. It's never a good sign. There, we'll do that for the rest of this section. It's never a good sign when someone is messing around with their color settings instead of programming. Alright, so why isn't it getting instructions? Definitely, do I have to tell it? It's in this bit? I imagine that's just a one Vim setting away file watcher. Not going to say that on the stream, so if you're watching this in the recorded version, oh, it's probably over here somewhere, isn't it? Well, have I seriously just spent an hour failing to... Oh look, it's saving it in the... It's saving it in the wrong place. Visual Studio. Why did you save that there? I have to say, I'm still a Vim lover at heart. I'm gonna have to clear all this mess up now. Now do it, work. Put it in the right place. I'm back. Hi. Am I back? Well, that's a different error at least. Where does message live? Don't think I need to debug HTML app. So, could be a problem with npm start. Let's try restarting it. Great. I know that doesn't do much, but we've really pioneered some excellent ideas for how I'm going to take over Twitch. Alright, so watch the streamer perpetrated. I don't watch him, but he's quite popular. He uses internet memes, silly, ridiculous things to drawing views. I'm not going to sink that low, Andrew. I'm not. I may paint my face green, but I will not use memes. But I might start watching perpetrated because he sounds like fun. Okay, I am going to call it a day. I have a lot of stuff to write out for this, which is a bit annoying, but I will do it because that's what showbiz requires. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for your recommendations. I'm going to add perpetrated as part of our recommendations. There you go. Thank you, Andrew and Bill from NASA. We will return, hopefully with a little bit more than just some Markdown. I may start doing meta code therapies, where I spend a little bit more time thinking about all the environment that we're setting up. And they will be out of the main sequence of Elm hacking videos. We'll see. Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you, Andrew, for your very sensible comments. Thank you, Firewatcher, as always. If you do enjoy this, hit follow and spread the word to other people. Love you all. Speak to you soon. Good night. Can I change the thing on the screen? I have tried Space Emacs. I know you're just trying to keep me online, but I have tried Space Emacs, and I like using my space key for inserting blanks, not for controlling the whole of Emacs. That was my take on that. Also interacted kind of badly with evil mode, if I remember rightly. But maybe not. Maybe that was one of its selling points. We shall find out next time. Don't make me add new things to my set of links. Speak to you soon. Bye.